Welcome everyone to this Bhandara. Here in Sedona, beautiful Sedona. We are so lucky to be here today. I am very lucky to have you darshan, all of you. This is a very special day for me. And I'm sure this is a very special day for some of you. But this is by design. I am fulfilling a wish of my master. And I'm referring here to, I call him Great Master, just like he called his master, Hazur Baba Sama Sen, Great Master. I call him Ishwar Puri Maharaja, Great Master. To me, they are one and the same. And Master proved that to me. He said at one point to me, after many years, from now on, it is just you and I, and the Great Master. Those are the words of my master, Ishwar Puri. He shared many other things with me in referring to my seva. This took a very long time because I am a slow learner. And I want to thank him for the patience he had with me and for his forgiveness he granted me. So this is the special day, Bhandara, because this is the day of the blessings. And originally, Grace and I, my beloved wife, we did not plan really to have this Bhandara yet. I was taking the time and observing many different things after Master passed away. So we just plan to have Bhandara on Zoom like we always do, have the satsangs. But of course, it's always Master's will. All we can do is just to follow it. So that's why we're having this Bhandara here in his memory. He passed away on this day, December 23rd, 2020. And last time I had a message from him, I think on November 11. At the time, because I called him on the phone, and later on he called, Master called me back, but then I got a message and I got confirmation of my seva. And Grace and I, we knew Master is wrapping things up. Day before he passed away, I told Grace, Master is going to leave us. He's going to leave his body tomorrow. And how do you say something like that when last information I received when he was in the hospital, he was getting better, actually. But I said to Grace, Master is going to pass away tomorrow. And he did. So what do? Your beloved Master who initiated you, he is not here in physical form anymore. So very specific situation. Many people felt surprised because they thought, well, Master is going to live longer, he's going to do this and that. Master promised us to come back to India or go give a satsang in the Midwest and different. But he was ready to leave, and he had the permission of the great master to leave. My master, he has his permission. We're celebrating this Bhandara because this is Bhandara celebration and incredible gifts given by the master. To me, he is present as ever. And when he was my friend and I was his friend and confidant, and not many people knew that, because Master will share with me and with Grace many different aspects of his seva and what he was doing and what he did. But I was told to zip, don't say a word, and I kept my quiet for those years. Now is the time to continue his spiritual mission. So these masters, these PLMs, when they leave this world, they leave the body. And when they joined back to the source, when they merge with eternity, as we like to call this personification of it, Satpurush, first true personification of the ocean of love and mercy. One time he asked me, Cezary, what is more important, true or love? And I was just about to say true, because all of us, we're seeking the truth. We seek the true, ultimate truth, and this is the promise we give to each other, to find the ultimate truth. But I said to him, love. If you have love, you have everything. And if you do not have love, you have nothing. Something I learned decades ago. He said, yes. Yes. So the love is most important part on this path. The Social Yoga or the Sant Mat path of the masters, Social Yoga as we practice. This is really part of grand picture of ocean of love and mercy. We learn at one point that this is another aspect. Most of us, we are familiar with the aspect of love. And this is the aspect we speak about, and when we feel that love flowing from the self or from the soul. Many of you experienced that when you went to see Mr. Puri or had an interview. This is something, this is from the soul. This is not the mind. And we all look for that. We all look for love, not just a human love, but for this ultimate love of the self, of the true being of the self. And that's what you are. We all are the self. Each of you sitting here, we come from the same source. We may not see this now because we experience this reality here, this physical reality, and our attention or surat is on this here, but there's a lot more going on. Even in this room, in the same space, there's a lot more going on. We just do not see it. If we could expand our vision or awareness or consciousness, we will notice many things happening. Sometimes you may notice that the chairs who are empty, but they may not be empty. So that all depends on the state of consciousness, and we all seeking that the highest. The message of this Bhandara is it's to seek the highest. I encourage everyone to seek the highest, not just the next region, which we refer to the region as Asa region, or Kozo regions, or Chaguri, but seek the highest. And by that I mean Sachkhand. Seek the true home, the real true home, not the copy of true home, okay? Because most of us we think, Sachkhand is some kind of form of heaven. And we think of Sachkhand, this is the place. Please understand the Sachkhand it is the state within consciousness. This is incredible high state of consciousness, and very few, according to my master, alive on this planet, if you want to call it planet. It seems like one, but at the time alive. These are words of my master. I did not make this. He said, there are very few people who really realize at that level, alive at the time. Somehow we all get this impression that we know everything and we see everything, and it's very tempting to teach others or show others how much we know, how much book knowledge we have, our experiences. Many of us have beautiful experiences of light and sound, or different lights and sound, or different regions. Please understand, all these experiences are still illusionary, all the way from Sachkhand. These are illusionary states of experience, and as beautiful as they are, you do not want to be confined to that. A true home is the true Sachkhand. That is the true home, and these perfect living masters, this is what they're referring to. They do not refer really to the copies. So the PLMs and this type of initiation, that type of Namdan is a very rare, very, very rare. We may see many different gurus or yogis or sadhus, and I had my share of meetings, and quite a few spiritual people. But I find out that to go through to really go to the true home, like it or not, you have to be initiated by a true perfect living master. And my master speaks about that. He says, I'm paraphrasing, to go to true Sachkhand, we speak about you have to be initiated by perfect living master. And I found that it's not possible to cross this specific region, and it's not possible without the master to cross that region. So is there a need for perfect living master? Yes, of course. And perfect living master means what it says. This is the master who has a physical form. That's why we call him perfect living master. We not to refer to perfect astral master or perfect causal master. We refer to a person like that as a perfect living master which means this is the expression of the highest through all these different regions of these different forms, all the way down to the physical form. Please understand that if you are seeking in the physical form here, and this is how this is all designed. It's a really beautiful design from way up there. You need the living person. You need the living person, someone like my master says, who can say no to you. Because otherwise, if you just go within and ask this and that, the answer is going to be yes. Only a living person can say no to you. You may request something and he may say yes, or he may say no. The mind will always say yes. And this is what we always call, mostly contact many of us, it's the mind. When you speak inside in the words into someone, you actually speak into your mind. So this is a kind of how do you go around that? So we celebrated this Bhandara, and I was contemplating on this for some time, and I had to go through some experiences before this Bhandara to also accommodate for this Bhandara, and many of you had to go through some experiences. And these experiences we have here, we would like to call it karma or sanskaras or desires. You know, this is a destiny. All of you sitting here, it's your destiny. Even some of you said some things to me, and I kind of, well, I heard that before. I mean, like this is just, I'm witnessing something already happened. Because from this higher state of consciousness, I'm not making any claims myself. The time and the space, you know, this have a totally different meaning. These experiences here we have kind of, we look at this in a linear fashion, but in totality, it's all here now, all around here. And so some say, well, live in the present. I don't know if that's possible. You know, if you think about living in the present, it's already past. So one of the ways I look at this is just like from one state of awareness, you will look at this as a memory. Memory means something that you're sitting now and you remember when you were 10 years old, something happened. You call that memory from this state of your awareness. Or my awareness, but from this different state of awareness, this will be the memory. So these things happen. The real show is way up there, and the real show flows from Sachkhand. The Sachkhand is what we refer as this Satlok or true home. So I encourage you to seek the highest instead of seeking all these experiences between. We call this regions, or we call this different mind regions. So we like to dissect and kind of put different levels to the mind. It's all one in that sense, actually. So to be in the presence of someone like Mr. Puri, that is all being initiated by him. He referred to his initiation as a great master initiation. When Mr. Puri initiated us, he is the one who initiated us. But these masters, they will always refer, oh, my master, you know, I'm doing this in the name of my master. My master is doing initiation. I do not, I'm just a Sevadar. But please understand that to be a Sevadar, to make the claim, I am doing this in the name of my master, the person has to have a state awareness of the master. So, in other words, like my master was one and the same with the great master, in my experience. So the person who speaks in the name of Mr. Puri, they have to be the same. So many claim, I'm speaking for Mr. Puri, I'm speaking for the master and doing things, this and that. And we're not here to analyze any of that. I'm just trying to bring awareness that this is a huge claim. And as with every huge claim, there's a huge responsibility. And the repercussions to that are also great. Because that's maybe 100,000 times more than if you regular say something. I did not make up this number 100,000 times. I mean, that go Kirpa did, so to speak. So the responsibility of someone like that is tremendous. So, we may get away with it, but master, this is totally different level. So we have to be very careful what we say and who do we listen also. So to represent that type of none, or to represent that type of non-done, this is, very few, according to my master, can do this. Are alive, are in the billions who are actually at that state of awareness. So the blessings we have today, they are tremendous. And this is kind of would be shocking to all of us in the sense if we see the show. So maybe it's a blessing so we do not see the whole show. And this is many, we need faith. Some of you are here and that has to do with faith. And what does that mean? That means that is the story of 5 rubies and 2 boys. This is the story, known story about 2 boys and 5 rupees. My master spoke about this story, and those 2 boys, one had 5 rupees, and they went for ice cream. And there was the ocean and the shore on the ocean, and there was this holy man building houses from the sand. He would use sand and some water. He was building these beautiful houses or castles. So he was this holy man. Those 2 boys were seeing it, and this one boy who had this 5 rupees for the ice cream for to spend. He said he really liked this house. This holy man was one of those houses, and he said, "Can I buy one? What is the price?" And holy man, he said, 5 rupees. Do you have a 5 rupees? And the boy, he reached in the pocket. He said, yeah. He had exactly 5 rupees, so he bought it. He wasn't so mesmerized by the beauty of what this holy man did. And the other boy wasn't too happy about it because he wanted the ice cream. But it was done. So they went back home, and the other boy had a dream. And in a dream, he saw those beautiful houses in different region. And I don't mean like a lower dream, maybe, like we have going to the lower state of consciousness, but there are other forms too, we refer to this as a dream state and dreamless state, but not just going below the eye level. Anyway, so this boy saw this beautiful house, and he saw one of this house that had a name of this boy, his friend. He said, "Well, I would like to have that." He did really liked it for 5 rupees, such a mansion. So he went to his friend and he said, "Well, can I buy the house from you? Here I have a 10 rupees, right? I have a 10 rupees." The boy said, "No, no, no. I'm not selling. If you want to buy, you have to go back to the holy man, to buy it. Buy yourself your own house, right?" So he went and he's looking at the holy man. He is still in the same place, building the houses. And he said, "Can I buy one?" And he said, "Sure, you can. What is the price? I mean, this man said, "Well, it's 5,000 rupees." And he said, "Wow, what an inflation, right?" Mr. Puri said, "What kind of inflation is this? 5,000 rupees? My friend just bought one for 5 rupees and you want 5,000 rupees?" Well, the holy man says that your friend, he bought the house without seeing it. He had faith. He bought the house without seeing it. You already seen it. So this is the story of this Bhandara. I mean, literally, this is the story of this Bhandara. The story of this boy who bought this house for 5 rupees. The another story I'd like to share is about this, which corresponds also to this Bhandara we have here in Sedona. Is the story about a very old story I heard a long time ago, decades ago, by someone I admired at the time very much, spiritually. And the story was about this boy, this is this ocean, and this shore, on the ocean, the sand. So this boy is walking by the ocean, and the sand is getting hot, and the sun is pretty strong, and there's a starfish laying, and there are many of them. Many of the starfish for kilometers for us eyes can see right by the shore, drying up or dying. So this boy's idea was to save them. He will pick up one starfish and throw back to the ocean. Then he will pick up another one and put back in the ocean, and the water will come alive again, because back in the water. Then he will do again and keep going, but there was this man looking at him, what he is doing, and he got interested, and he said, so he asked the boy, "What are you doing?" I mean, and the boy says, "I am saving the starfish." And he said, "But there are thousands of them. There are millions of them. How can you save them all? You can pick this one and that one, it doesn't matter." But the boy, he takes another one starfish, and he said, "It matters to this one." And puts back in the ocean. Keep walking and doing it. So this is the role of perfect living masters. And I refer specifically to perfect living masters because we come across many teachers, many gurus or masters, but to be in the presence of real pure lamb, that is very rare. And to be initiated by one. That's like winning the biggest lottery in all the universes. Master said, my master said that you could have anything, billions of dollars, anything, any riches. But for some reason, we chose to be initiated by PLM and go back to true home. And sometime in past, I was thinking, wow, we get initiated, and and what now? But then I found out that we had master is testing us. In my case, the master was testing me constantly. And I thought, okay, maybe this is going to stop. But then I found out it doesn't. Sometimes even when we are initiated, we let our egos to go wild. And sometimes we speak against the master. I've seen it. And ego takes a pride, takes the steering wheel, so to speak, and it's very, very easy to be here and the higher you are, the as they say the belly of Karl Naranjan, or negative power. The story of Karl Naranjan and Anurag Sagar by Kabir and Ocean of Love and Mercy. They say the belly of Karjan, the bottom of the belly of Karl Naranjan is full of gurus and the masters and swamis, because there's this this picture, like a painting, Carl with his mouth open. It's all metaphor, okay? We're using metaphors trying to explain something. So the mouth of Carl is open with the sharp teeth, and the soul is standing inside of, and it takes like a split of the second for Karl Naranjan to close the mouth and swallow it, right? The soul. I mean, it's a metaphor. Well, but please understand, as Kabir explained, when these masters, PLM, they hear, they just like anyone else. They have. My master said, even master have to have a good and bad karma, right? Because otherwise he won't be able to be here. If you have just a good karma, you're rewarded in some heaven. And of course, if you just have a bad karma, you guys with pitchforks are chasing you, right? And the fire, and all that, and the rest, right? It's a metaphor. Don't take that literally. It's a state of mind, actually. So Grace asked Master, can I say that? Because we had the lunch, I think, at dinner at Dao, right? And I had to leave, go to washroom, I believe. And Grace asked the Master, we're here, but I am a sinner, right? Yes. And Master looked at Grace, he said, Grace, I am a sinner too. If I wasn't, I won't be able to be with you here. So we get discouraged by many things, especially about our past. The mind will drill you. Many people go through this process of mind itself is punishing you. These masters do not judge you. They are not here to judge anyone. They here just to take a soul back home. They're not even here to make your life better, because they understand that sometimes when they make your life better, your desires are for here. And what brings you here, this is the huge word of reincarnation, all this process. What brings, why are you here? Why do you come back? You come back here because this is what you desire. These are your desires, or sanskaras you have. So at the moment of death, when we die, this is how you operate, and this is what brings you back here. And, you know, as the story goes, we are judged by the Dharamraj, Yama, the Lord Yama. You know, we go to this judgment for the next life. It is your own mind judging you. It creates the Lord, and this is the judgment. And we come back. So this week we call this reincarnation. Or actually, the true word will be transmigration. But many people don't like to use transmigration because reincarnation is, okay, well, I feel more comfortable with reincarnation because that insinuates that next life you come back, it will be the human life. Really? Really does have to be that way? Who says it has to be that way? Show me which real master says that. The real word is transmigration. What does that mean? That you have a human form right now. You have a human body right now. And does that mean you come back as a human again? This is the tremendous gift. If we do not use this gift here in this life, each of you, including me, if we do not use this gift, it's almost like we have a duty. There's 1,000 of other souls in line before you for the next one. So it's a metaphor. But unfortunately, so some of us, if we are not so good, we may have to come back even after having human form and different form, being animal. If we're really, really, really bad ones, you know, there are even lower forms to come back, all the way down to the mineral state of consciousness, which is not the consciousness at all. The attention of Sura has to be to even make that conscious to any degree. So please we have a duty to take advantage of this human form, because this is tremendous gift. And we may not see this now, here. We take it for granted. Many of us do. We say, well, if I mess up this life, well, this is always not the lifetime. I can come back and make it up, you know. Yes, you can, if you met the perfect living master, if you had his darshan, perfect living master, not just a master or sadhu or teacher. So then you will come back as a human. But what if you didn't? So there are many aspects to this reincarnation. Most of us do not want to think about it. And those who were initiated by PLM, I can understand that. But please understand also that as Mr. Puri explained, you know, about Sanchet, origin of Sanchet karma, you have a pralapt karma, this life has to continue to fulfill that. There is something which is called Kariman. And the Kariman karma is the karma you create. So this is something most of us will not like to take responsibility for. Master says, whatever you do, do in the name of the Master. How many of us do that every day and every single moment? Many of us, the ego takes over, and things can be forgiven. And in the case of Pierre, I'm a perfectly with Master. If you love him, he will forgive. He will love you, right? But if you don't like him, he will still love you. If you go against him, he will still love you. If you kill him, he will still love you. But now you may go back to 4 lifetimes. Generally, we're looking at 5 or maybe 6, but the Great Master Initiation promised that no more than 4 lifetimes. Please understand that every time you reincarnated here, you have to be initiated again. So if you initiated in this life, if you by the Master, and you come back for some reason, you have to be initiated again. Now, what about if you don't have to come back to physical life? I'm just in physical life now. Okay, well, you have this initiation. You don't have to come back to physical life. You can work out on the astral plane, as you call it, or causal plane, as you call it, and as we call it. Really? When you're there, you're in a different state of awareness. You may go to the Master, to his feet, call it astral form, and beg him to come back. Because from that state of awareness, you see the show. You see the opportunity we have here. What is the opportunity here? The opportunity here is the choice. Up there, and you don't have a choice, so to speak. If you can see past and the future and the present, what choice do you have? If you see everything preordained, here we can make a choice. So if we're at the crossroads, we can either choose left or choose right. It is a real choice. Please understand, this is the real choice we're making here, to follow the Master or go against the Master. Many call this illusion. Well, this is just an illusion. Really? It is just an illusion. Why are we here? Of course, from this other state of awareness, it is an illusion. But from this experience here, when you drop something on your toe, you feel the pain, and you're going to tell me that is the illusion? You feel the pain. So maybe for the brain is illusion, because brain does not feel the pain, right? Human brain has no pain receptors. But the toe, you can feel the pain in your leg. So don't get, let's don't get delusional that Master will forgive us no matter what. Will Master forgive us? Yes, always. Now, but what does forgiveness really mean? Are we free of anything, of any deed we did? This is a very taboo subject, because many of us understand once we are forgiven, there's nothing, the karma you created is forgiven, but this is the next higher concept, the self-responsibility. We like a concept of everything on the Master, everything on the Master. Master will forgive us no matter what. Master will forgive us no matter what, and that is the truth. But sooner or later, in this higher region, you will realize, we will realize the hardest part to be self-responsible for every single what we do. And this is a reflection of the highest state of awareness. Now, one thing I would like to point out, which is I learned from the Master, my Master, when I was in India in 2019, and from the Great Master, actually. Great Master was speaking at the time. Don't ask me how is that possible, how is that even possible. Our Grace was there, so she's a witness too, and a few other people. But what the Great Master said is that soul has no connection with the mind. This is maybe most misunderstood subject. Soul has no connection with the mind, never had, does not have now, and never will. So we explain that as the oil does not mix with the water. So many of you are concerned about this and that. This whole show is actually the mind. Every single experience you have is the mind. All the books you read, all the relationships, job, family, satsangs, all it's in the mind. The soul, it's they like to say the soul listens and mind speaks, but that is a very simple way of doing it, because now we're referring to the single soul, also individual soul. Please understand that any of those who read Anatomy of Consciousness, which was written way back by my master, and he was put together by Toshi, the Anatomy of Consciousness, actually, his wife at Toshi. This book you read, and the master explained that the first stage of illusion is the individual soul. Okay, so we should be aiming for the self, or for the highest, because there is only the self. You may ask, Cezary, what about the self? Are there experiences beyond that, which are just for the self? Or the self, not for like many jobs, the souls, but for the self. I addressed this with my master at one time, because I needed to know. And he will always give me the answer. I don't think there was maybe one time situation he will not give me the answer, because he will be just smiling and looking at me. But then indirectly he gave me the answer too. He just didn't want to give me at that time. But that experience of the self, so I asked him, because I spoke, Great Master speaks about this 18 chakras. And I said, so I spoke about this 18 chakras to him. And this is when he said, I was in Chicago in February 2020. It was like I call this my first satsang. Master was sitting next to me, actually on my left. And but there were some very good questions at the time, incredible questions, like you never hear anywhere. This was very, very most advanced, very close circle to the master, most advanced I ever participated in, you may say. But there was this question, and I didn't want to answer. And master said, well, Cezary does not give the answer because I am here, which was the truth. But he asked me to speak, and it was maybe an hour or two. But there was this one question, ultimate question, I would have to say, very good question, but not something you will hear and I know open satsang. So I don't want to say it. But I was forced in the end to say it, and I did. I give the answer, and Master did not disagree with me. When he left, he said, listen to Cezary. He has a great knowledge. This is his directive he gave. But so what is the ultimate path? What is it? But during that time, I asked him about the 18 chakras because I said something to him, explained something based on my, perspective. He said yes. And he explained to me, how is that possible? So he did. So I'm very fortunate for that from him in this aspect. So does the journey ever end? You may say, right? Is there an end to the journey? Is the Sachkhand the end to this journey? As we want to call it journey. Interesting question, huh? Swami Jivavagra Shridhar Sen, he says, my path starts from Sat love and ends in Anami. We're referring to the subdivisions, you may say, of Sachkhand, Alakagam, and Anami. So this is the self-discovery. And I will have someone ask me very recently, does this ever end? Is this the end to this? Or even to this show here? Okay, Kali Yuga and all these different yugas and all these different dissolution of regions of mind or dissolutions, ground dissolution. Does this ever end? No. This will continue and in infinity, just like the self. It's infinity. Why? Okay, so why is that? Because this is how we experience. If you look at the self as one ocean, and there's different stages, okay, the individual soul as a drop, and the drop is separated from the ocean, okay, once the stage. Then the second stage, drop merge into the ocean. The third stage, the drop realizes that is part of the ocean. It was always the ocean. And this next stage, the ocean realization within the drop. Does it end? No. But this concept cannot be even understood. The mind cannot ever understand that. Everything you speak about, including this satsang, we're speaking to the mind. When we speak, so if you want to say the word speak, communication with the soul, no, there's no words. They do not exist. You can read all the books, all the Vedas, all the Purana. You can memorize all the scriptures, everything. Is that going to help you with? No. All of that will cease to exist when you go to the next stage. And some of these masters, they refer to 4 stages in this path. Although there's only one path, but the mind like to. So generally, we refer to this as a second stage. Okay, everyone is, so to speak. We meditate with this, and this, and that. But this is not the stage And this ultimate stage, will go way beyond of that. All they say about it's a neti. So to explain many of these things, we use these metaphors. So how do I get to such kind? You never left. That's not even possible. If you're a soul, I mean, if you're a drop or the ocean, so all this experience is just a mind. So it's the simplest way. How should I end this? Is you go to sleep and you wake up. But instead of waking up in those different levels, dream within the dream, dream within the dream, dream within the dream, another dream within the dream, another dream within the dream, the six. So you may not. You just wake up into ultimate. Instead of the second dream within the dream, or to the third, we're waking up to the true home. All the dreams, and that is a very rare because most of us we seek next dream, all right, on dream beyond that to wake up, and we will call that such kind. Let's say in Shukuri, this will not be a real such kind. The real such kind is way above, and in my opinion, I always encourage everyone to seek the highest. And this group here, each of you, this is what we should inspire for. This is what our attention should be. Of course, if you want to go back to heaven, which you will call such kind. Every level has its own such kind. For satsangi, so to speak. If you want to go there, masters, take your time. There's no rush on this path. There's always not a lifetime in that sense. Once initiated, if you want to. But I notice most of you, if not all of you, none of us want to come back. And when I mean not to come back, I don't mean just the physical life. Because the great master initiation means you don't have to be reincarnated back, but no more than 4 lifetimes. And I notice all of us, including me, we don't want to mess with that. We have enough of astral regions, astral beauty, causal beauty, all the traps. Yes, you will be trapped there. You will be attached to it, and you will desire that, of that type of happiness. We all want to go with the master. I want to join my master, okay? But I notice every one of you also wants to join the master. To basically everyone I spoke, even during this Bhandara. And I'm very happy about that, because that makes life a lot easier. So I plead with my master, and I made the deal, you may say. Not the deal. So I congratulate you, and I really congratulate you, because these masters, there's no maybe. There's no such thing as maybe, or I don't know. When you deal with PLM, you see the yes or no. There's no room for speculation. I personally do not have any room for any speculation. It's either yes or no. or it's either no from my wife, you know. I mean, she will say yes or no. I want to thank Grace, my wife, because this server will not be possible without her. She does so much, and she encouraged me. She always say, no, you have to keep the word. You have to keep the promise you gave to the master. Grace will never, master don't want to let you off the hook. I mean, please understand that he will not let me off the hook. He was happy to get his load off, so he can join the Great Master. You know, that's an incredible company. That's a company you want to be with when you die, and you have to make these arrangements before you die. You know, one of the greatest illusion I heard supposed to said by the Great Master. I was reading this. The greatest illusion is the illusion of salvation after you die. that is the greatest illusion. It's the illusion of a salvation after we die. What do I mean? That this has to be done in this life before you die, because there's many things happening when we die. I actually die. I'm not talking about die meditation. They call die while living. I said I call this living while dying, because it's about die while living. Okay, no matter if I die from meditation, not the social yoga meditation, not the way it is prescribed to you, because there are other levels which are not reserved. So maybe the mind can handle only so much, and we try to be gentle, not to wind up, in a special place without the doorknobs, and the padded walls. So, so we have to be careful how we treat the mind. So these masters, they are very gentle. They work with your mind, but that work is individual. It's one-on-one. And master may say something to one person, something else to the other. It is a reflection of the person's state of awareness. They do not want us to overwhelm, because we have to go to work, right? We have to wake up in the morning, go to work, and pay the bills, and we have a family, some of us kids, and some of us trying to save for retirement. And this path is not about some nirvana state when you become samasana posture like a vegetable, They have to feed you and clean you the rest, and you in the nirvana state. No, this is not the path of Sanmat. We have to balance this life here, which is real. Let me explain that this is real, as it can be for you now, for me now. May not be real from the other perspective. We call this Maya or Mahamaya from other perspective, but here, try not to pay the bill, so your electric bill. See how long your lights are going to work in the house, okay? Do you call that Maya? Try to pile up, stuff outside your house, and the garbage man does not come over ever again. I mean, okay. So we have due responsibility. As these masters, they always say to be responsible. My master, Ishwar Puri, I learned so tremendously from him about responsibility. He was a family man, and he had the children, grandchildren, and my message always is family first. We have to take care of the family, and do not worry. Once you initiate it, master takes over. You may like it or not, because we like to complain, including me. Please understand that at the moment of initiation, things are rearranged. It's all out. Okay. But because of original arrangement we had, now you're left with whatever years you have. So that has to be arranged. Understand? And we still call that problem. Who make the arrangements? You know who? So if you complain, who do you complain? You know, who do you have to complain? I say things like that. You know, the karma, you know, we like to divide this in little pieces. See the on and off. We spoke about this, my dear friend, didn't we? One time. So, but let's put it this way: we have to live the remaining of our life, okay? And then that is all. He's behind the steering wheel. He's the one who call the shots. I mean, who make arrangements. We call him perfectly the master. In reality, in true SU is the self. Even concept of the master is based on duality. Master and disciple. On this journey of Saint Martin, there's a point from the perspective of mind when master and disciple are one and the same. Okay? There's no duality at that point. There's no separation from the disciple and the master. It is the self. It is you. Real you. You make all these arrangements. You put me here in this seat. When I said to someone today, without you, I wouldn't exist. I wouldn't be here. Okay, well, what does that mean? That's what it means. Without you, I will really not be here. It's not even possible. It's a story of Vivekananda, right? Yeah, Master speaks about that. So I'm looking, we're probably gonna finish this. There's so many things I would like to say. But the blessings on this Bhandara are immense, and I am grateful to my master that I can participate in it. With everything else, I lost. That's okay. So thank you for attending this Bhandara. But we gained incredible gifts from the master, from the great master, and you can ask for anything. You can ask for anything. This is Bhandara. Can I have a better job, right? How about this better car? I would like to have mine just falling to pieces, right? How about winning lottery, right? We can ask for anything. Anything will be granted, and it already. Well, I stop at that. So my thanks to my master. When I was with him later on, sometimes we did not even speak. You know, like we're speaking now verbally. I would just look at him. Great scene, right? He would be just eating, and I'll be sitting and eat, and I would just look at him. I would just nod my head. And he would just look at me, smile, nod his head, So here we limited to this verbal conversation, very anatomic kind of, but this will end. You can't take this too far. And here we proud, I know all the scriptures, I know all these different languages, and I can memorize this and that. So what? Who cares? None of that even exists, actually. So I mean, you can speak any language you like, right? So what? We can have a conversation no matter what. You can be Chinese. I can speak in English, broken English. I'm still learning. It's my second language or third. So the connection is different within, but the real connection is it is the soul to soul. And this is what I call true intuition. I mean, real intuition. Many of us we say, well, I have intuition about this, I have intuition about that. But we many times refer to the mind. The intuition from the soul is this it's a little bit different. This is the higher form of intuition. And we experience that when we feel love. Now, love comes from the soul. This is communication from the soul. Everything else we say is just communication we have here. Now, why do we need PLM? Because of the true thoughts. I won't say that. But I mentioned before, there are two satsangs. Okay. The true satsang actually is a component of the PLM. One-on-one. That's a one form of satsang. Living person, not the ghost, not someone who died, not even the PLM who died. We understand the radiant form and the form of clone and the Shabbat. We're not speculating on that, but for the living form, the true satsang is the company of PLM. And that's a one-on-one. That many things can be revealed on that during that. The other form of satsang is when PLM addresses the group. 10 people, 5 people, 100 people, the group consciousness. Kind of. It's still individually, but these are two forms of satsang. If you really want a real company of the true, if I want a real company of the true, I need to seek a perfect living master, his company. There are benefits of talking to brother or sister satsangi, and many of us can explain many questions. But if you have a real question in these spiritual aspects, we need a master. We all do. And during my 63 years or so, I haven't been able to dispute that. I try, but I can't. It's not possible. But many will do. Well, we don't need the PLM, We can just worship the picture. Let's go inside and listen to these different aspects, or even listen to the mind, or speak to the mind. When you speak inside, in language, to someone, okay, you speak into your mind. The true master expresses itself differently. In other ways, but this is not many people know about that. And ultimately, only masters do, in that sense, which we all should be striving for. The philosopher's stone. None of us is. I am not smarter or no more or less than you, and I told you next time I want to listen, you'll be teaching me. You will tell me, I mean, I want to learn from you. So we're all here to learn from each other, but we're all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat now. Like this, okay? No one is letting you to jump overboard now. Too late for that. There's been for eternity. You can no matter what we're doing, this cannot be changed. Master told me, he wrote to me actually. He wrote to me a very beautiful thing. He in his own words, his own hands, he this is eternal, can never be severed. So thank you, everyone.